TalkOne Radio, covering the Low Country's finest conservative talk radio, serving Hilton Head, Bluffton, Beaufort, Savannah, and beyond. Featuring your host, Big Al Flowers, with co-host Jeff Zapp, two patriots who are unashamed to speak truth as they stand for God, family, and country. Join them as they discuss hot issues, breaking news, politics, sports, faith, and more, keeping the Low Country entertained and informed. Listen at TalkOneRadio.com or watch them stream live on Facebook and YouTube. Taking your calls at 843-800-1492. Don't be left out in the marsh. Find your voice on the Low Country's finest talk radio. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, only on TalkOne Radio.
Just another day in paradise. Covering the Golden Triangle, Hilton Head, Bluffton, and Beaufort. Your hosts, Alan Flowers, king hot local issues and taking your calls as they keep the Low Country entertained and informed. Listen at www.talkoneradio.com and call 843-800-1492. Don't be left out in the marsh. Find your voice on the Low Country's finest talk radio. And now, here's Big Al.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Al Flowers, Jeff Zapp in the chair. Once again, on Wednesday, you're listening to TalkOne Radio. Hey, little correction. We got a new call-in number for temporarily. We are in the Cold War with the Ruskies right now. They're holding the trunk outfit that handles all the call-in numbers with ransomware and all that stuff. So the new number is 843-438-4921 if you want to call in and join us. Hello, Jeff. It's hump day, baby.
Hey, it's over the hump day, baby. That's going on. I've got too many earpieces in and too many electronics flying, man. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it looks like he's the wizard, man.
It's good. You know what's really cool is checking out Rumble. I'm posting live on our Telegram account as well, just to let everybody know we're live. And so it's really neat. We're coming along with some of this technology. It's really incredible.
Well, thanks to you, my friend.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's what I do. I love the challenges right up to the line, too. The 11th hour, right? I was trying to scramble to get it done.
We were plugging and unplugging stuff.
Yeah, it's all good. And this arrow's working great. So thanks for having me. Good to see you, brother. And this Wednesday evening.
We're down with it today. We have a great show coming up. We have retired Major General Bill Fitzgerald joining us tonight. This guy's got a great background. He's a great story, and he's a great guy. He's still playing softball. It's really he's a fabulous individual, and I just want to pick his brain. Let's talk to him about where he got the inspiration to join the Army. What made him follow those signposts, and we'll get all the way up until what's happening today. And
that's going to be,
because I think when I saw him at the field the other day, I talked to him about coming on, and he said, "Oh, I still know some of those guys," because I'm sure they huddled up, as newbies down the line somewhere along the line. So as a veteran, he said, "Sure, I'll come on," and they give a good commentary, I'm sure, about what's happening today and how things have radically changed since he was a younger guy and, serving our country. And he's an inspiration to me because he's got such a presence and about him, and he's so well educated.
Well, it's going to be great to have him on, and
looking forward
to hear what he has to say
today,
certainly.
for sure.
So he'll be joining us at 7:30 tonight, folks.
Yeah.
So make sure that you stay with us.
Right. And if you have a question, please, feel free to call in. Again, the number is 843-438-4921. That's the new call-in number for now. We're hopefully we'll go back to the old one. If not, I'm going to do some hard negotiations for the old 1776 number. I think.
I was going to say, I'll have to say, listen, if you don't remember what the number is, it's in the ticker on the bottom of the live stream. And because I got to keep looking at it, I need to write it down because otherwise I'm going to say our old number.
Right. Well, all our leads and all our outs, and they're all, powdered with the old number. But
because Monday was just a fiasco with that whole, you said, the lines were down,
right?
So, and we had Helen in the studio, and then Lynn Wood was trying to call in. And we dropped him I don't know,
30
half a dozen times at least. So.
I gotta say, the guy's got a sense of humor if he hangs with us, just on this little fledgling little itty bitty bop, streaming radio station that we're trying to grow some legs and get heard and be heard. And not only just for our edification, but it's for conservatives and people that love this country of all ilk. We do not care. Come on, come all. That's what we say. I mean, take a break from the hammering you get from the mainstream media about how bad everything is. Listen, we're Americans. We love this country. We know what we can do when we join arms and put our shoulders to the stone. So I'm encouraged, folks. I am absolutely encouraged. All this stuff that you hear, Joe is completely out of control. I don't believe he knows, how bad things are.
Right.
I mean, it just goes to show. He sat with Boris Johnson the other day, and Boris is a little more of a regular type guy for a prime minister. He took a couple questions from the reporting crowd, and that wasn't on script.
Yeah.
So they ran him out. I mean, the handlers were shouting down press, "Come on, that's it. We got to go." It was very disrespectful to Boris Johnson from the UK. He was right in mid-sentence, and they're running in front of him, screaming, getting these reporters out of the building before they could ask Biden any questions. I mean, it's on the internet. You can take a look at it yourself. I mean, I'm not making this up. It's like cringeworthy. It
absolutely is.
So, I mean, this is what the world is looking at this country going, who are these people? Who are these numbskulls running the show over there?
It's crazy.
I mean, it's a sign of weakness. I mean, we don't want to, I'm not saying that we have to always walk around with the muscles pumped up. I'm just saying that we always had our stuff in one sock and nice and tidy. I mean, we make mistakes. Yeah, we did.
Sure.
But we did be the first to admit it and correct them. Now they cover them up. This Jen Psaki, I saw her the other day. She was talking about this, ill-advised rocket shot on his family and kids. I mean, instead of just eating a worm and saying we got bad information on it, we launched without confirmation. It'll never happen again. We built safeguards in. We're going to compensate those people. I mean, there's no compensation from getting blown to smithereens, but I mean, to the surviving families and those that were injured, killed like 7 kids, 3 adults. I mean, completely off target. This person wasn't a terrorist by any stretch of the imagination. He was going to get water out of his car, and they launched on him. And, it's the lack of character, I think, that speaks to it that, it's those things happen. And Joe Biden doesn't make a mention of it. the generals, this Millie cat. I mean, I got no respect for this cat at all. I don't care if it was within his purview to speak to his compatriot over there, and let's say whether it would be China, Russia, or what have you. I just think it's absolutely sickening that he would say, if he did say these things. Now, Bob Woodward, he can go jump in a lake as far as I'm concerned, because the guy is just a opportunist selling books. But, Millie's going to sell a book too. I can guarantee you that. He's already got that in the breach.
That seems to be the way to go,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Comey and all these people, and get a book deal.
What's that other guy with the glasses that I can't stand? Used to be Trump's guy, white-haired guy. I don't know. Forget the guy's name. He's another one of these knuckleheads that wrote a book, trying to disparage the last president we had. I mean, I don't know. I'm confused as we have lost our way morally, and certainly the military. I am just gobsmacked with the lack of leadership that we see from them. It blows me away. I mean,
I agree.
And what's with this new MOS, this 31 Echo? Tournament specialists being... go to USA Jobs, folks. Take a look. Type it in, 31 Echo. I posted a video on, it was recruitment for this. And they talked about re-education, realignment. They talk with that kind of language. This is not, this is just for military prisoners, No.
Right.
They're talking about someone else, but they're not saying it. But, I mean, it doesn't take a real wild stretch of the imagination to determine what they're talking about.
Well, you don't have to look farther than Australia to see what's been happening over there. Is that a preview of things to come here?
Right.
Whether it's Canada or the United States here in North America, is this what's going to be happening?
There's a crazy story out of New Zealand I just saw this morning. This is the craziest thing you'll ever hear. New Zealand lockdown police. New Zealand, that's something to listen to too. New Zealand lockdown police arrest Kentucky Fried Chicken smugglers. This is a strange one, folks. One of the strangest scenes from New Zealand's bizarre coronavirus lockdowns. 2 alleged gang members were busted on Sunday while attempting to smuggle a large quantity of Kentucky Fried Chicken into a lockdown capital. In the capital of Auckland, excuse me. Authorities published photos of the tasty contraband. Well, let me see here. It looks like they got 3 buckets and 7-8 mashed potatoes, and no telling what were in those 5 bags that are on the hood of that car. I mean, are you joking, right? They got busted for trying to smuggle Kentucky Fried Chicken into the city of Auckland. They attempted the level 4 coronavirus lockdown, and for attempting to flee from the authorities with all that hot Kentucky chicken.
The Colonel.
The Colonel's chicken. I mean, it was suspicious because they saw all those bags in the backseat that says, all those, I mean, please, Lord, don't let us go down that road. I don't eat there, but I mean, let the people eat their chicken, will you please?
Oh, yeah.
They arrested him. You're under arrest for that chicken smuggling. It's sad. I mean, what are you going to do? You try to stay up. You try to stay positive about things. It's tough.
It's really challenging. I think that, we've talked about it many times here on the show. For the past 18 months, it's been
Right.
kind of a dark period here in the United States.
Sure.
Doesn't seem to be getting any better.
No. A Gallup poll shows Biden's approval rating falls below 43%. I mean, facts are facts. This guy has no clue what's going on. If you like paying $15 for 3 pounds of chuck roast at the store, I don't.
Yeah, I went. I went to the grocery store today to pick up a few things.
So
I think 3+ bags or so. It was like 100. That was $100. I bought a couple of more expensive things, but
yeah, there you go.
Wow, a couple bags of groceries, $100.
Right.
And it's not everyone can swing that, especially if you're a single mom or dad and working 2 or 3 jobs to try to pay the bills and put food on the table for the children.
You normally kind of wait for the produce. I like waiting for the produce, like the corn, early corn, and then we got summer corn, and then usually catch some, from Georgia, the last of the corn.
Yeah.
It's like $3 for for.
Yeah, I was surprised. Even, a lot of the produce is not very good lately. I mean, I like fresh, fruits and vegetables. And I will say that the selection at Publix specifically has not been very good.
No.
And strawberries were more expensive than normal. And so it's inflation, folks. That's what we're going to start seeing. And
well, I'll tell you, it passes it down to, you look at the empty shelves. We were at Wally World in Hardyville. Breezed through there. I had to get this, I don't have enough problems.
Yeah.
I get my sleep apnea score back. It's like 50. The lady goes, well, you're kind of like on the top of the worst. I'm like, oh, great. It's the first time I ever finished first in my class. But so she says, it'll be X number of days till we get somebody out there to get you measured up and blah, blah, blah. So that's great. And she recommended I get one of these mouthpieces, in the meantime. So I said, okay. So we went over there to Wally World. By God, they had one. I couldn't believe it. I says, oh, perfect. But we walked through the food area on the way to the registers, like the produce and meats.
Right.
It looked barren.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I mean, absolutely empty shelves, folks. I'm talking about nothing there. They had, scraps, basically. Not big piles of oranges and no piles of peaches and absolutely nothing. If you never had that with Trump, I'll tell you that. And now we have this because diesel fuel is getting down to sight. These truckers can only do so much. The workers aren't doing the work. The farmers can't produce. There's no cutoff. They're losing money.
Yeah, well, the ripple effect of all these devastating, economic, I say restrictions, but the logistics, supply chain, the cost with inflation going up, it affects everything.
Yeah.
Food supply distribution. So it is kind of scary.
I mean, what are you going to do, folks? If these trucks can't get to from point A to point B because their fuel costs are out of sight and the independents just shut down. And where do you think that pass on cost is going to go?
Yeah. Right
to you. That's a tax, folks. Joe Biden talks about not taxing people. He's taxing us right now with this inflation. I don't know how you can like this guy and like what he's doing and like what these people are talking about. The Democrats are now infighting like, two cats in a sack about, who's getting what. I'm not voting for it if I don't get what I want. I mean, they're acting like little indignant children, that need their ass paddled.
I just wonder if they can't see the destruction of the country right before their very eyes.
Right before their eyes. And our eyes. I mean, if you're a God-loving citizen of this beautiful country, and for what it's built on and why it was built and by whom, and you're wondering what the heck's going on,
right.
It's the darkness, folks. The evil is here. We're living in it. And it's not going to get any better. It is not going to get any better. So cinch up, turn to God. That's the best thing you can do right now. That is it. Doesn't cost you a dime. Bust out, blow the dust off that Bible, open it up and start reading it. That's all I can tell you.
No, that's good. I did see something today in terms of faith. Today's a national like Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and across the nation. It's See You at the Pole rallies, if you've ever heard about that, where the students gather at the flagpole and they pray and they hold hands, and they're led by various student leadership groups, including, like I said, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I've been affiliated with them before here locally, some of the schools, and they do an outstanding job. And I think that's great to see that the students are out there participating.
I do too. I would say.
In prayer, because that's the most powerful thing that we can do right now. It's in God's hands. We got to do what's right. This is definitely a fight of good versus evil, and we're seeing it play out before our very eyes. It doesn't mean you have faith in the Lord. It doesn't mean that you're scared or you're paralyzed by fear.
Right.
You need to do something, but prayer is very powerful.
Absolutely.
And say one of the most powerful things that you can do. And that doesn't mean you just sit around and do nothing. You can still be active.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes, we've worked to have them on a couple times, and we just, either we didn't follow through or they misunderstood what we were trying to do. And we're going to get them on. Because,
I know Lisa Richardson is one of the local representatives here. And we could reach out to her and see if she can come on and give a little update. They do an incredible job with interfacing with all the different schools here in the Low Country.
Sure. Yeah, we have the church, Low Country Community Church, had one of the pastors there where he moved into a administration job with them, and I had spoken to him. I can't think of his name. It's getting old, but we'll have them on down the road.
You said Walmart. I was going to see if you noticed this. I read it this morning in the Epoch Times. White striping disease found in more than 90% of U.S. store brand chickens, study finds.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what that is, folks, it's white striping disease is a muscle myopathy, which occurs in chickens because they're bred for rapid growth. So what happens is the chickens, when they're unable to keep up with these unnaturally fast growth patterns, it creates problems with the blood and oxygen flow, and so they get these white stripes. So white striping was reportedly impacting 50 to 96% of the fast-growing chickens. But here's the interesting story. If you want to know where these stores that have the white striping. So the worst offenders were Walmart, BJ's, and Meijer, with moderate to severe white striping present in 93%, 87%, and 85% of their chickens, respectively. That's Walmart, BJ's, and Meijer. So if you shop there for your chicken, just pay attention. It's a visual reminder of the terrible suffering that these weeks-old animals and the control in these factory farms have over our food supply. So
they taste horrible.
So I don't know. I try to get like organic, and I'm very careful about like meat. But, in this day and age where we're talking about all the different things that are going on, I'm always very cautious when it comes to the food that I ingest. Now, I do like my ice cream and my treats and some of the snacks and everything and so forth. But there's a lot of different chemicals. And again, if you're not into non-genetically modified NG or whatever they call them, you know what I'm talking about,
right?
Or more organic, where they're not using the pesticides and some of the stuff. I think you just got to be careful because there's so many different things out there in the food chain that you got to be very cautious of.
Oh, no question about it. I'm talking about this approval rating for Slow Joe here. Though Americans were generally supportive of the U.S. withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan, the chaotic and deadly way in which it was executed has played into the decrease of Biden's approval rating. So too his handling of this COVID nonsense. But we'll ask the general today if he thought abandoning a critical airbase first, drawing down troops second, and leaving Americans for last was a good idea. I mean, all our allies are going, huh?
Yeah.
So they're looking at us pretty hard. So we're losing traction. And, across the board, I just say that this makes every trooper in uniform look and feel like a loser, I think. And that's why you have lieutenant colonels with 17 years in the service, Marine colonels, like colonels just finally popping their top and saying, I've had enough of this. I can't take any more. There has to be accountability from leadership. He's saying what every other Marine is thinking. So, I don't know. I'll take a first break here. We'll be back in a very few minutes. You're listening to TalkOne Radio. Hang around.
Are you tired of market losses and fees associated with the stock market? Would you like to be able to watch your money grow without the risk of any losses? Successful Seniors can help you secure your retirement income. There are no monopolies on good ideas, and in today's financial environment, it is important to get a second opinion and find out what prudent and informed investors are doing with their money. Call toll-free 833-814-0115 or email Doug at dougfair1@msn.com for a no-cost appointment.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experienced guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The Efit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The Efit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The Efit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
The Epoch Times is dedicated to truthful reporting, free from any influence of government, corporation, or political party. Now, radio listeners can receive an introductory 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly newspaper, as well as unlimited access to its website, all for $1. Visit readepoch.com to subscribe online, or call the Epoch Times at 917-905-2080 to subscribe by phone. That's 917-905-2080.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot, and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with TalkOne Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the no hate zone. We want to hear from you. Call us at 1-843-800-1492. Find your voice on the Low Country's finest conservative talk radio, TalkOne Radio. And now, here's Big Al.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Al Flowers, joined by Jeff Zapp. And we are in place and ready to rock and roll. It's going to be our pleasure to have a friend of mine and also a lives in my community is Major General Bill Fitzgerald, retired U.S. Army. Bill was born in Brooklyn, New York, back in September. Just had a birthday, 1936. So he's a spry young guy, you know. Yeah. Another 49-year-old. He entered the U.S. Military Academy from the New York National Guard, which I was a member of at one time, and graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree. He also has a Master's in Science and International Relationship from George Washington. He's attended several command schools and command and staff and Army War College. Spent 2 tours in Vietnam as a tank company commander. I imagine that was some hellacious time because those boys didn't have it easy.
Yeah.
You know, slow moving, heavy muck, easy targets. So the boys took a beating, I'm sure. And God bless them for it. He holds 6 Air Medals, a Purple Heart, Vietnam Cross for gallantry with a Silver Star. He has a CIB, of course, the Egyptian Parachute Badge, Ranger Tab, and Army General Staff Badge. You know, following all this time in the Army, General Bill was, after 35 years, he entered the corporate world as director of Kuwait programs for Lockheed Martin, and then became the president of Crosby International and Incorporated. I don't know how long he's been retired, but I mean, the guy's got a full life, I must say. His son's a retired colonel, so let's bring him on. Major General Bill Fitzgerald, welcome to TalkOne Radio. We're happy you're here. I'm Al Flowers, joined by Jeff Zapp.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
Sure, absolutely. We can call you Bill. We don't have to call you General, do we?
Absolutely.
I still call you General.
Makes it easier for everybody, right?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. The way I was military guy myself.
He just dropped off.
Oh, no. We're not going to have issues, hopefully, tonight.
Bill, call back in if you can. And producer, trying to get him back on the line, please. Here we go.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to get the other. Maybe what I'll do is get the backup just in case we need to call.
Oh, yeah, get it fired up because this isn't working here.
All right. You never know, right?
Let me just get... Yeah, folks, we apologize for this break here. We thought we had the workaround done. We're hoping that it has occurred. So
Let's see.
Okay, let me see if I can bring him in.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Bill, I'm sorry. We've been having some trouble. We had to change our original call-in number and change it to a different number. The company that handles the trunk of phone numbers for shows like this is being held ransom by these crackpots Russians with this ransomware stuff, and we thought we had a workaround. So if we lose you again, we're gonna have to reschedule because unless we have.
Well, I'm working on the other call-in studio just in case we might be able to connect them through there. So,
but
would it be better for you guys if I came down if we have to do this again?
Yeah, that would be great. Or you know what else would be great? Do you have a computer with a camera on it?
I wish I did. No, I have a computer, but no camera.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, we'll make this work tonight, General. It's not a big deal. We'll roll with it.
Okay.
Just kind of like the typical military.
There you go.
We're gonna press on.
Right. You got to make the adjustment.
As I told Linda, nobody's shooting at us.
Yeah. No stress here whatsoever. So that's right. But thanks for being with us on the program tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Bill. So when did you join this service? I mean, take us. I'm interested in you right now and how you came up and the signposts that you read and why you took some of the routes that you took.
Okay, well, I joined the National Guard in 1952, and I just got out of high school, and I spent about 2.5 years in the National Guard. I had the opportunity in the New York National Guard, that is, to take a test to see if I could qualify to go to a prep school for West Point that they were running. And I was fortunate enough to qualify for that. And then in 1954, I entered the military academy.
Wow.
4 years there. And then, as you already mentioned, I graduated in 1959. So I think basically I've always wanted to be a soldier. As a matter of fact, prior to me receiving the letter of acceptance to West Point, a couple of buddies and I went down to Whitehall Street, since I was living at that time in New York, and we signed up for the Army, and I wanted to be a paratrooper. Well, they signed me up in May, and in May of 1955, and then that following month in June, I received my letter of acceptance to enter the military academy. And my dad, he said, "Well, you dummy, you have to choose one or the other." And of course, the military academy won out. But that was how I started, really, as far as wanting to be a soldier. And of course, I had 35 years in the military, active duty, that is.
Right.
So it went on from there, and to be honest, you have your good times and your bad times, mostly good times, and some people that you work with.
How was West Point at that time when you went in? I mean, it was was pretty tough, I imagine, wasn't it?
Yeah, academically and physically, yes. For me, it was not too bad because I had some basic military training already from the National Guard.
Right.
But the discipline was a lot, as I perceive it now, was a lot different. Matter of fact, I was talking to a gentleman who's on the board now, and I said, "Look, we got to tell these guys to get away from this baloney university and start learning about leadership." And he acknowledged, now I don't know if he just wanted to say that in front of me or not, but we would, example, our first year as what we called plebes, the freshmen, we had to stay at the military academy for a whole year. We couldn't go home during any of the holidays, etc. And of course, the typical hazing went on, and we were structured differently than they are now. In fact, we really were put in companies by height, and the runts, those guys who were about 5'6", I guess, who were about 5'8", they were called the runts, and then went on up to the flankers. And my classmate, as an example, Pete Dawkins, he would be classified as a flanker. He was the All-American Heisman Trophy winner. A lot of people know about him. But at any rate, that's the way we operated. We had formations for everything. In the morning, we had reveille, and then we'd line up for class. After we went to chow, I should say, after we went to breakfast, we came back and we lined up to march. Now, I'm only talking about my freshman year now. We lined up to march to class. And the day was full. You would get up about 5 to 6 in the morning, and depending on if you're a good student or a bad student, you go to bed about 10ish or 11 at night.
Wow. And then it starts all over the next day. Oh, we lost them again. No. Oh my goodness. I am just like beside myself.
Do you want to try my call-in studio and see if I give him the number, if I give Linda or give you the number directly? Can we do that?
Well, yeah, we
can try it.
Can you let me have the number and a piece of paper or whatever.
Yeah, let me try. Let me go ahead and host the show. Let's see how we can do this here. And auto screen on. And let's see, save and start show. And then I think I need to do, please connect the host. So let's do this. Connect host audio, ready. Connect the show. All right. So now, the number is for him to call in 843.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Yeah. 05 075
03
843 305
305
3075.
Okay, we'll try that again, folks. Once again, we're at the mercy of technology. It seems at times it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it is, and so hopefully when he calls in here, I'll be able to.
If this doesn't work, we're going to have him in, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it happens like this. Let's see if I see him pop up here. I've got the calls. It automatically gives me the call screen here. So if you can call,
he's calling.
Call the number.
He's calling the old number.
Okay. Let's do this. Share the call in studio.
Let me try him again here. All right, Bill, we got you live now. Let's see how long this lasts. We got a backup plan if this doesn't work.
Okay. I don't know how far I went when I realized that you're no longer on the line.
Yeah.
Can you tell me where I ended, please?
We had you still at the academy and going to bed at 11 and, jumping out of bed at 5. So.
Okay.
What was when I was I never have been to any service academy. I was just an enlisted chump, but
don't say just enlisted. You guys did a hell of a lot of work.
That's right.
That's right.
That's true.
That's true. But the yard, did you guys have to march in the yard? What was that?
The punishment you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. If you get a certain, you're allowed a certain number of demerits each month. If you go over that quota, then you get punished by walking what they call walking tours. and basically it's 1 hour each time for one demerit over your allotted number.
All right.
And I was fortunate enough that I played lacrosse, and in my freshman year I had a walk, but later on I had what they called confinement to my barracks so that I could study, and that worked well for me. Not that I always went over, but I did go over periodically.
Every now and then. Well, what was a typical, what would you get in trouble for? I mean, like slipping a donut in their pocket or what?
No, I was mostly in trouble for not cleaning the room the way I should have cleaned the room.
I see. Okay.
That because we rotate. We had what they called a room orderly, and even if I'm the room orderly and you guys are my roommates and you screw up, I get the merits.
Ooh, ouch.
So that's the way it goes. And, the principle behind something like that, though, it means that when you're in charge, you're responsible for everybody under you.
Right.
And that's good. So, and it builds teamwork. And, nobody purposely wanted to tie anybody up or anything else. And then one time I was really smart to my platoon leader when I was, I think I was a second classman or whatever. And he looked at my weapon. We had the M1 grind. And he just looked at me, and I said, for some reason, I said to him, "You don't have the guts to quill me." Now, quill means to give me a demerit. So he just looked at me, took the weapon, looked at it, and he said, "Linden bore," and walked on. Well, at that time, I was right on the precipice of going over in demerits. I was being a wise guy, so I deserved it. But anyway, that type of thing.
Would you recommend the service academies to a young man these days?
Absolutely. If I won't say that not everybody wants that type of life, but if I thought a person, for example, that likes the military, likes to get his hands-on type thing, I would. Likes excitement, I would do that. But I wouldn't say just it's for everybody, because it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I'm a firm believer that everybody, once they come out of college, or even high school in some cases, ought to do something for our government. Not necessarily in a military way, but you've got other areas, aid, stuff like that,
Sure,
that you can go in. But do something that you pay back the government by your performance. I think it's good for them. I think you get a socialization out of that. I think also you learn that it's not all about me, and you learn some discipline.
right.
So I'm all for it, but not everybody needs to go to a military academy.
No. Do you think leaders are made or are they trained?
I'm sorry, say it again, please.
Do you think there's natural leaders or are there trained leaders?
That's a good question. I think it's difficult to train a leader. I think you have natural leadership abilities. You have to learn when to keep your mouth shut, listen, learn to take a risk when it's worthwhile, that type of thing. That's hard to train somebody to do, to be honest.
Yeah.
They do their darndest up at the military academies, though, and not everybody graduates.
Yeah, right.
And it's one of these things. Some drop out for academics, some drop out because they just in the common vernacular, they're misfits. So they just drop out of the service, or the academy.
Right.
So, but To answer your question more directly, I think you have to have some natural leadership to make it.
Yeah, I do too. I think there has to be that spirit or spark that lives within your heart. Yeah.
It's got to be, you're right. You have to want it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times there when I wonder, what the devil am I doing here? But, but that's natural too.
Yeah, right. So where did you go? Okay, let's launch out of the academy, West Point, and then your first assignment was it what? Oh shoot, we lost him again. Shekleff. And my engineer is telling me that it's not Putin's fault this time. The server side is complaining about connection from the studio to server. Next broadcast reboot from the cable modem. I can't do that right in the middle of our deal right here. So let's go to a commercial, and then what we're going to do, Bill, if you're listening, I'm intrigued with this whole story, your story, and I want to have you back when we can get this thing, completely ironed out. I guess I should have cleared the cache on the modem, but, I thought we had it ironed out. So if our producer, if Bill calls back in, please tell him we'll have him back in again some other time. This is not fair to him or our listeners to try to process this stuff, and we'll just go from there. I know Jeff has the backup. You want to try to back up or...
Yeah, well, let's go to break and let's try one other thing. You got your iPhone. I don't know if you have a cable that goes into the back of the Rode Podcaster. You can also do Bluetooth.
I can Bluetooth
it in. But let's go to break real quick, folks. We'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to TalkOne Radio.
Are you tired of market losses and fees associated with the stock market? Would you like to be able to watch your money grow without the risk of any losses? Successful Seniors can help you secure your retirement income. There are no monopolies on good ideas, and in today's financial environment, it is important to get a second opinion and find out what prudent and informed investors are doing with their money. Call toll-free 833-814-0115 or email Doug at dougfair1@msn.com for a no-cost appointment.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experienced guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The Efit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The Efit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The Efit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discount membership. Your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
The Epoch Times is dedicated to truthful reporting, free from any influence of government, corporation, or political party. Now, radio listeners can receive an introductory 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly newspaper, as well as unlimited access to its website, all for $1. Visit readepoch.com to subscribe online or call the Epoch Times at 917-905-2080 to subscribe by phone. That's 917-905-2080.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with TalkOne Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the No Hate Zone. We want to hear from you. Call us at 1-843-800-1492. Find your voice on the Low Country's finest conservative talk radio, TalkOne Radio. And now, here's Big Al.
All right, Bill, you're live now. How's this sound? Okay, hang on just a
All right,
sec.
go to audio and see if there's Bluetooth on there for you.
All right, try this. How do you hear me now, Bill?
I hear you okay.
Okay. All right. We got the super skunk works going on. Super duper.
A couple Air Force guys come through here. Thank goodness I worked on F-15. So.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, Bill.
And you're going to stick to it. Okay, I got it.
Attaboy. All right. So let me get back to your story because I think it's completely interesting to me. Your first assignment out, you were a second lieutenant. You hit the ground rolling. You're in armor now, right?
Right. I'm in an Army Cav unit, yes, in Hawaii.
And how was that? What was the world going by you like a million miles an hour? Or did you have to did they throw you right into the pit and say, this belongs to you, now run it?
Somewhat, but I was very fortunate. My first platoon sergeant, they gave me a platoon. He was a great guy, Korean War vet. He spoke in 4-letter words only, but I understood him. And then I know, and back in those days, we had what they called ATTs, the Army Training Tests. And when I got to the unit, they were getting ready to be tested over on the Big Island in Bahakaloa. And he said to me, Lieutenant Fitzgerald, he says, I recommend you sit in the back of the Jeep and let me run the platoon just so you see what's going on. I said, well, I can do that, but I'll run the platoon, but I'll be asking for advice from you. Not to worry about that. So he agreed, and so the two of us were in the same. In those days, we had what they call the M38, the old Willys Jeep,
right?
And the two of us are in that. We had the setup is you have a radio, a PRC-10, basically, and it's you have two channels. One channel is your commander's channel, your troop commander, that you have to be on obviously all the time and monitor. The other one is your platoon channel. So I was a little confused every now and then, but it worked out fine, and we did well, frankly, on the platoon test. And I would say it was a combination of both of us that we got together on, and no problems, and moved out.
Nice.
And then from there, I went to the squadron adjutant's job, and then that was more paperwork than I normally like. But again, I had some good people all the time.
And you had to suffer through Hawaii all during that time.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not sure, but then I got a troop out of it as a young first lieutenant, which I enjoyed, and I won what they called the Honor Award during that assignment. and that was given to the best troop commander. Now, we had only 4 troop commanders, but I was pretty happy with that.
Well, yeah, that's a big accomplishment.
Not for one person. It wasn't just me. It's a team effort.
Yeah,
and we all did well. So that was my first assignment. Then I was brought back to Fort Knox for what they called the advanced course, and that's for captains. Because by that time I made captain.
nice.
And let's see. They held me at Fort Knox to be an instructor. So I did that. Now, not Fort Knox. They sent me to Fort Benning to be an instructor. That's the infantry school.
Right.
So I enjoyed that as well. And let's see what happened after that. Oh, then I went to Vietnam.
Right.
Had a tank company there. And our mission in Vietnam was actually a road clearing, and the main supply route was from, I forgot the name of the town. It was on the East Coast that went through Mang Yang Pass. That's where the French Mobile Force 101, I think it was, that got wiped out. We were at that same area. I lost a tank there. And then that route went on into Pleiku. And I know you've heard of Pleiku.
Oh, sure.
In the mountains.
Yeah.
So it was an exciting tour. I had more excitement when I was an infantry advisor, but anyway, it worked out well, and I had some good bosses and some not so good bosses.
Did you ever meet Westmoreland?
I sure did.
Yeah.
And of course, that meeting was yes or no, sir. That type of meeting, I mean, we didn't really talk very much, but I did meet him, and I thought he did well, but I think Abrams was the one who did the best job over there.
Yeah. Right.
But that's my personal opinion.
Sure. And you spent, I see in the notes here, you spent several tours, 2 tours over there, right?
2 tours, yeah. My last and my second tour, which was actually my last tour there, I was an Vietnamese infantry battalion advisor, and that for 6 months. And then they wanted to put me up at staff, and I fought that, and I finally got down to a cav squadron, a Vietnamese cav squadron. So it was very interesting, and one of the things, I guess, one of the highlights of that tour was, did you ever hear the name of Nick Rowe, R-O-W-E? He wrote a book. He was captured in the Delta, and he was, I think he was with him for 4 or 5 years. It was some length of time. Our intelligence told us that they saw what they called a Caucasian on Nui Koto. Now, Nui means mountain in Vietnamese, so on the mountain of Koto. Now, we thought the NVA had a hospital there, but we weren't sure. At any rate, we went up in what we called a Firefly mission, where you have 2 of the Cobras that fly above you. I was in a command and control ship in the middle of the Cobras and the light observation helicopters. Those guys, we had 2 of them. They go right down to tree level. And their job is they see something, they drop smoke and get the hell out of the area. And that brings the Cobras in on top of them. So that was an interesting mission. We got shot down, but it was an interesting mission.
Oh, man.
The guys in the front seat did a hell of a job. Really, we hit, the skids went out. Yeah, you're familiar with a UH-1?
Oh, yeah, very familiar. I was a crew chief on one.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, all right.
Yeah.
We went in and spread the skids, bumped around a little bit, and Lucky was just on the side of a patty, so the ground was relatively soft. And of course, my counterpart's radio operator, he got sliced in half. We think it was either with 52 cal or perhaps an AK. I'm not sure which. But that was one of those deals, and we went in and called the front seat called Mayday, and we got there. He did a hell of a job bringing it in. We did not lose the transmission, to the best of my knowledge. Or if we did, I don't know anything about it. But if we did, he did well,
Right.
because we could auto rotate.
Yes.
You know, and then when we hit the ground, we set up a perimeter, and I got a hold of my boss, who got a hold of a nearby Special Forces camp, thank God, and they and their troops came out and got us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and at the same time, while we were waiting for folks, and I think, I don't know how long we waited out 40, 50 minutes maybe. Wasn't long. But the guys in the Cobras kept doing lazy eights above us. They weren't going to leave us.
Oh, that's great.
So, that's great. It's good, yeah.
And they were laying down a little love then.
Oh, yes. Making love to the ground, right? Yeah. But that was probably the most exciting thing
Well, I'm glad you survived that. That Huey's, that Slick's a great machine, man. You know, Marines still fly the basic airframe with 2 engines on it, so.
They do. Yeah. They do. But it's a reinforced engine, isn't it? The one engine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Cobra, that's they do a good job. Now, my son retired as a Marine colonel. He was an aviator, and nice. he flew the 53 Echo.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's the big.
That's a big monster of a helicopter there.
Oh, it is. It really is. I told him it's the ash and trash, but he doesn't like that.
That's what we used to say too. We're ash and trash. That's the only thing we carry. And at Thanksgiving dinners.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Amen.
Right. Well, we're glad you made it back, my friend.
Thank you.
What an exciting
thank you for your service, too.
Oh, and Jeff's a veteran also of the Air Force as well. But, we believe in this country, General. We believe in the foundation and the traditions that go with it. So that's why we're here. That's why we talk about it all the time.
It's worth saving.
Absolutely. And, we all have a vested interest in the country.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the thing is that what bugs the heck out of me is what's happening right now. And, the politicians they haven't heard a shot fired in anger lately.
Yeah. That's the problem. That is the problem. You can't understand them because they have the silver spoon in their mouth,
Amen. And I probably shouldn't say this, but you led me into it. I don't think, well, of course, China's probably from a global standpoint, China's our immediate threat.
Oh, for sure.
But from a national standpoint, it's Biden and his administration. He's running us down the wrong path.
Yeah. I've never felt so helpless as an American than I do right now during this time. Before I maybe didn't agree with Jimmy Carter or Clinton, I had, and I would just, say, the guy's going to be gone in 2 years. I think Joe Biden has spent most of his 7 or 8 months on duty with a wrecking ball in his hand.
Yes.
Doing as much damage as he can to our infrastructure here.
Anything that Trump did or the Trump administration supported, he wants to change and go elsewhere.
Right.
And he has screwed up everything. I got a saying, you know the saying, I'm not going to say it now. He could screw anything up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, do you think there's a bigger, a lot of people talk about the conspiracies and globalism and with New World Order. And, I'm not sure I'm buying off on all that, but I just think that we have a bunch of wild dope smokers running the country, and it's like they don't know what to ruin next.
No, you're right. And I attribute that to the poor education that these kids are getting.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Some of these schools, even way back when I attended Harvard for a very short period of time, you go out the door and you have to kind of lean left. And, I'm serious. I think a lot of them are faced with that. But as far as the administration's concerned, my God, they're inept, incompetent, they're stupid.
Right.
But I don't know where does this broadcast go? Am I going to get nasty phone calls tomorrow?
No, you won't get nasty phone calls. Yeah. We're only on 100 stations nationwide. Don't worry about it.
We only get nasty phone calls from the Chinese.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
So you're going to be fine. Unless you speak Mandarin.
Yeah. We've already had the Chinese chasing us around a little bit. They leave all kinds of
the bots, the Chinese bots.
They try to screw up our programming and
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and they're not shy about it either. It's Mandarin Chinese that they write in. So, I mean, it's nutty. And of course, if you report that, they say you're a racist, but what are you going to do? We're surviving. So we're surviving.
Well, that's wonderful. Now you're on what, every Wednesday? I don't really have a good background.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we're live.
Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah,
okay.
7 to 9 o'clock.
Right.
We might be extending our hours. I have to go away for a little while, but when I come back, I think we're going to be going great guns. We just started. We had, I don't know if you know General Flynn. We had him on the show one time.
Give me the last name again, please.
Flynn. Mike
Flynn.
Flynn.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know of him. I never served with him. His bag has basically been intelligence.
Right.
And no, of course, I know of him basically through the news, but
Sure,
I've been.
Yeah, he's another guy that got railroaded by the administration. They put a target on his back.
Did he ever? My gosh.
Yeah. I mean, they dragged him and his career through the mud, his family. I mean,
yes.
These people know no bounds, General. That's what makes me angry at them.
Well, that's
absolutely, yeah.
That's the
You're
thing.
Right.
That's the thing that concerns me too, General, is you have a lot of these retired flag officers, admirals and generals and the like that are saying that, just this Biden character, whoever this in resident up there in the White House is, that's, whoever's running the show, they're either very incompetent or they're deliberately doing some dangerous things to our country, as you can see as it unfolds.
Well, and you're right. Sometimes my son was stationed in Bagram at one time, and he can't believe why the devil we would ever get out and move to the airport in Kabul.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then I worked for a guy by the name of Schwarzkopf. You heard him, you've seen him.
Oh, yeah.
A big, imposing guy. He was terrific, though.
Right.
When I was stationed in Cairo, getting ready to move into Kuwait.
Right.
And had that been Schwarzkopf, I think, if he had been in Millie's place, I think he went to the president and said, Mr. President, I can't do what you want, and this is why. And if you force me, here's my resignation. But I'm not so sure our guy is that way. we need an investigation. We really do, and lay it all out. And of course, if it looks like Biden and crew are really eating, calling the shots, and they're all screwed up like they normally are, we probably won't hear about the investigation results anyway. But,
Well,
go ahead.
Who's going to report it, though? That's the only problem.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Amen.
That's
Who's going to tell you the truth?
Right. Well, we like to think that we hang around for that, and so that we can be, a model of some truth. I mean, we don't know everything. We can't, because we're not connected like some of these major news networks are. But we do our research, and it becomes very plain to us what is truth and what is false, and who's doing what and why. Sure.
Understand.
Yeah. So, I mean, your opinion on you can give it or not. I'm not trying to, throw you a curve here. The election of 2020. What is your take on that? Was that bogus or was it legit?
I hesitate. We watched some stuff that looked awful. And my wife, she used to work the polls, and I worked polls up in Virginia as well. And to see what we saw about people taking some out of boxes and putting them under the table and stuff like that, it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Those votes could have been accounted for prior to it. I have no idea. My gut reaction is that there was something very wrong, to include the change of instructions by some of the states prior to the election.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer. I'm not answering your question directly.
No, you are.
At any rate, I'm a firm believer that everybody should have a chance to vote, but it needs to be coming from legitimate people, and I think everybody should have some sort of identification.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question
doubt about that.
I agree 100%. And I share your gut feeling too, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope we can turn it around, get some people in Congress that has some common sense.
Sure.
I mean, the Madam Pelosi and Kamala, my God, I think we have Dumb and Dumber there.
Right. I don't understand.
I said enough, man.
Well, you mentioned common sense, and I think here's the way I look at it. Again, I'm a simple man. I look at it and I say, if there was nothing to hide anywhere, just like a business, if you're audited by the IRS comes in, and we use this as an example, and they want to take a look at your books. What do you can't look in that folder. You would want to be open and transparent. And I know we're going to find out some information in the next few days about Maricopa County, supposedly. We've been waiting a while. But if it's on the up and up, I would think the Democrats would want to look into it too and say, oh, yeah, Biden won 80 million votes. Whether you believe it or not, I guess that's up to the individual.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
80 million votes.
I'm not sure I could get on that bandwagon.
I don't either.
It's really hard to say.
Yeah,
it is. But I hope we can turn the tide around before we really get in trouble. And China's having a good time with us, aren't they?
Oh, they sure are.
So's Russia.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, the office of the DNI, so former DNI John Radcliffe, I don't know if you listened to his last press briefing or whatever when he was talking to, I can't remember whom it was, but he said that the biggest national security threat right now is Joe Biden, and then second to that was China.
I agree with him, but I would say, from a more global standpoint, though, I would say it would be China number one, and then Biden and his administration. But I understand, and I support him 100% on that.
Yep. Yeah, and I think the other thing to recognize is what we've been kind of trying to look at and understand is the whole China connection with the Biden family. We know there's been some things said about Hunter and his laptop, what supposedly the FBI has had in possession now for quite some time, and nothing seems to be happening. But I guess if you look for the light at the end of the tunnel, we've been waiting to hear about this John Durham, right? John Durham.
Right.
And, you know,
Durham.
so I don't know. I'm not hanging my hat on that particular hope of John Durham coming out with something, but at least there's an indictment with that Michael Sussman. So hopefully we'll see some. I'm praying to the good Lord that we see some justice in uncovering whatever's happening before our very eyes.
I do too, and let's pray that it does happen. But I don't know.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm not God, that's for sure. So he's got it.
No.
And if he doesn't have it, we're all in trouble.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for like my grandchildren, my great grandchildren.
Right.
Yeah.
4 of them. And it's not going to be the same world I grew up in.
No, I mean, look at some of these things that they're talking about, this critical race theories, this transgenderism's teaching, 4th to 6th graders about masturbation in the classroom.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's uncalled for.
This is absolutely, the moral compass has been smashed on the ground as far as I'm concerned. And now these wild, I call them savages because they are savaging our kids.
No, you're right. Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, one of the things I was going to say to you that I think Biden's not only he has no credibility, but he's lost his moral compass.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
if he ever had one, I'm not sure.
Yeah. And now, General, can you imagine yourself standing on the tarmac as Commander-in-Chief at McGuire Air Force Base?
Oh, yeah.
And those brave soldiers, those covered soldiers are being let out of that airplane, and you're checking your watch? You're checking your watch?
Exactly. And he did it more than once.
Yes, that's what I mean. I mean, it wasn't like, a nervous, like, boy, this is uncomfortable. I got to do something. It was like every, okay, here comes another one. He was like putting it on a timer. I was like, I am so disgusted with this man right now. I tell you,
Did you see the interview with one of the guys when he went up to Biden? He said all Biden could talk about was his own son.
Yeah, that died of a brain aneurysm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I was like,
wow.
Listen, I'm sorry you lost your son, but mine just got blown up because you're an inept idiot. That's what I would have told him.
And that's why I mentioned before, we really need an investigation. I know when I was in the service many years ago, but I still remember if you get in a retrograde movement and you got to displace in a hurry, we had thermite grenades we could put in breech blocks or on airplanes or jeeps or tanks or what have you.
Yeah. Right.
And it destroyed the equipment. And none of that was done. And as an advisor, I knew the people I was advising. I knew who could stay in the fight or who wanted to so-called beat him out, get out of the area, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't understand if our guys, and I don't believe this, they had to be passing that information up the chain.
Right.
That these guys are not going to fight. They don't fight for a governor. They don't fight for a flag. They're tribesmen, for crying out loud.
Well, they fight for cash. We were paying them the highest.
Amen. You got it. And then when the cash disappears, now someone criticized my comment on that offline here and said, well, we pulled out our air cover and everything else. Yeah, we did. Of course we did.
Right.
But we had so many that we thought, not well trained, but trained in the Afghan army. Who knew that it would take the capital that way so quickly?
Oh my goodness! Well, there was people on the ground that knew that, and I'm sure Special Ops knew exactly how these termites were coming across.
And now, I would think so. Absolutely.
And now they're going to start slaughtering these the friendlies. They're going to they can't wait to round up the Americans.
Yeah.
My understanding is there's a what is it? A treasure is out, like a reward. If you turn in the Americans, give them to us. We'll give you a little something.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when they parade those Americans? Maybe have a few of those. What was that kid's name that lost his head? That reporter where they chopped his head off right on TV. I was like, made me sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. ISIS.
These people are absolutely, subhuman as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
You're
doubt
right.
about it. I mean, it's evil. It's total evil.
Right. Raping children, they're showing up. These Afghans that they flew over here, General, all 60,000 of them. These men are showing up with 12-year-old girls saying, "This is my wife. My wife." Yeah. Are you kidding me? You're under arrest. How's that? And you
that would be nice, but that's not going to happen.
No, right?
No.
So
everything they've touched has been a debacle.
What do you think?
Look at our border. Look at what's happening
my goodness! There. Yeah. Well,
and then these people come out and say everybody has to. They try and mandate. I gotta watch this one, but they mandate everybody getting shots. Well, what are they doing about the people coming in?
They're letting them free.
They don't have to get shots.
No,
yeah,
they just let them.
Stupid.
Well, it does beg the question, and I have to ask this. I mean, you don't have to answer this if you don't want, General, but I'm trying again. I'm an engineer by trade, so what I try to do is logically put things together here. So you brought up a couple of very these people basically, and there's the Border Patrol. They can't control. They're not testing for COVID. There's letting these people in. We've got folks coming from Afghanistan, but yet our own military. Boy, if I wanted to really segregate people in terms of right versus left or political conservative versus progressive, we could force a mandate very easily and say, you've got to get the jab or we're going to discharge you dishonorably, which I guess they're supposedly going to stand up, meaning those in Congress. But I don't trust anyone, quite honestly, and that holds a political position right now because they're benefiting from the very system they've created. So with that being said, I guess, we've all served in the military. We understand the chain of command. At what point, when you look at the debacle, is this deliberate? Do I obey these lawful, quote, lawful orders of my superiors? Or do we got something else going? We have enemies inside the wire, inside the camp. Are we in a constitutional crisis? Do we have a legitimate president and an administration? And if they're not, and if there is collusion with a foreign entity, a foreign power, that's a coup, is it not?
Yeah, in my mind it is, yes.
My mind as well. And I've got to imagine that at some point, like you said, Schwarzkopf, I mean, what a great leader. It's going to take somebody like that to stand up and say, no more.
Yeah. That's what it'll take. But I'm not sure our current chairman will do that. I just don't.
Definitely not.
I don't know him. I really don't know anything about him.
Do you think this Milley? He was quoted in these books, and now we have these schleps in the Pentagon coming to his aid, saying, "Oh, it's well within his job and duties to do this and everything." Do you think that telling the Chinese that don't worry about it, if we are going to attack you, I'll give you a shout, I'll give you a call,
if that's true, to be honest with you, first of all, let me back up. I think in his job, he has every right to talk to his counterparts,
right?
Whether they're on our side or not. I believe that.
Yes.
But he's got to go back and report to the president. He answers to the president. But he goes through with the SEC death and all that, but he does answer to the president. But if he said that, I think he can be tried for treason.
I agree. if that comes out.
Yeah, but again, we need an investigation. I don't know. Supposedly, what I hear on Fox News is that there were 15 people in the room. That means all the chiefs, and they're probably deputies and what have you of each of the services. But I do think he has every right to talk.
Yeah.
Keep the channels of communication open. But if he said that, then in my mind, he needs to be.
Yeah, he's a double agent then.
Yeah, almost. You're right.
He's, to use a World War II term, he's a Tojo.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, amen.
You know, I mean, I think that the guy is part of the leftover from Obama. There was so many double agents left over that Trump being, I don't know, maybe not naive, but maybe thinking that they'll do their job because they took their oath, that he didn't realize how devious these people were going to be.
Yeah.
You know, he did say many times it's a swamp, and boy, I believe it. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's hope we can change it.
That's it. Well, listen, I'll let you go. We've been yakking your ear off for almost 45 minutes, and I appreciate you putting up with the technical bumps early in the process. And I'm so happy. I'm happy that
no
we.
Problem.
Thank
you for having me. Thank you for having me, and also I hope we did some good as a result of the interview.
Oh yeah, definitely. General. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Sure,
you're always welcome. Okay. If you have something to say, please call us.
Yeah. Thank you, General.
I'll do that.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you, gentlemen. Take care. Right. Bye now. Stay healthy.
That was really nice having him on. I'm glad you were able to do that, and it worked okay, right?
Yeah, it worked okay. Worked great. The sound quality a little shaky, but
yeah.
I'll
better than drop.
Yeah, better than a drip, drop.
It's amazing when we get a chance to talk to a fellow veteran, especially in a general at that level. I mean, 35 years of military service, folks.
And this guy is solid, folks. Let me tell you, the gentleman is.
You can tell he's all class. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So thanks, General, for calling in tonight. Hat tip to you very much, and to your family. Sounds like his son is a colonel.
Absolutely.
Right?
God bless you all, and thanks for giving your 40 minutes to us just to give us some insight on your background, and that's. I mean, I would hasten to say there's millions of General Bill Fitzgeralds throughout this country that have the same love of country and the same,
no doubt,
pride in service, and wouldn't change anything for the world. And those are the people. When I see jack wagons stomping on our flag and burning our flag and even kneeling for the national anthem, I think to myself of heroes. And I know Bill would never think that I'm no hero, but I mean, he is in his own way. He's a hero to somebody in his life.
Right.
Somebody that knows him considers him a hero. His kids, his grandkids. I mean, heck, I think he's a hero myself.
Yeah, selfless service for 35 years.
Right.
It impacted his family, I'm sure, and
absolutely
everything that he did.
Lovely wife and his family, his kids. And this is the sacrifice that I'm talking about that I think is missing from the millennials, or what do they call themselves now? And the G generation or whatever.
I think Generation Z right now, but millennials specifically. And what we have
they are missing the boat. I mean, you couldn't carry this guy's lunchbox. You wouldn't even be qualified. You wouldn't even be able to walk 10 steps behind an American hero like Bill Fitzgerald, as far as I'm concerned. When I hear people bad rapping capitalism, F capitalism. I mean, this is what gets me worked up.
No, I totally get it. Freedom is never free.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing play out right now.
Absolutely.
To me, could potentially be a resurgence of this nationalism, patriotism that's so necessary for a country that's been blessed like ours for so long. But many of us have taken it for granted, and we've simply allowed these elected officials and other folks to run the country into the ground for the most part. I mean, we're bankrupt, number one. Number two, as I said earlier when he was on the phone, you got to seriously question here. Are these folks that stupid? I don't think so. I think a lot of this is deliberate to a certain degree. Who's going to do the investigation? You said yourself, the Obama plants. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Look at the whole thing with Hillary Clinton, right? From Benghazi to the emails. My goodness, it was all
right.
What difference at this point does it make?
Untouchables. Let's face it, folks. Right. I mean, we've got corruption at the highest levels of the United States government. And these folks want to spend more money for an infrastructure bill. Come on, man.
Yeah. Now they're fighting among themselves. Before we split for the actual heartbreak, I want to read these announcements. Tunnel to Towers Foundation is sponsoring a 5K here in Bluffton on November 14th, 2021. If you want information about this, you can contact Jen McGurk, 718-987-1931. And or you can email Jennifer.McGurk, McGurk, at tunneltotowers.org. It's a great foundation. Should be a lot of fun. Pardon me. Concert's coming up. Concert for the Heroes. It's October 8th up in Richland. Operation Patriots FOB is putting on the shindig for combat veterans and veterans of all shapes and sizes. Their idea is regroup and refocus. They're looking for sponsorships. They start at $1,500 and move up. The VIP package is a real nice deal. $250 to get you the VIP treatment, which is really nice. Early admission, drinks and mingle with the celebrities, private VIP lounge with a bar, comp food, private VIP bathrooms, a challenge coin, gifts bag, private VIP parking with a shuttle. The celebrities are going to be for the country music is Mark Chestnut and Walker Montgomery. The tickets are $40 if you want to just go and see it, but I would take advantage of the $250 VIPs and go and rub elbows with Ted DiBiase and his son Junior, Ray Mercer, Merciless Ray Mercer, and Jared Ashley. There's going to be several others at the October 8th. It starts at 6 o'clock. Go to opbob.org.
You got it.
All right. Coming up, our great friends, Wounded Spirits, presents a biblical approach to dealing with the effects of post-traumatic stress syndrome, and also TBI and other depression related to veterans and non-veterans too. First responders are included. Their next session is October 2nd, 10 a.m. to noon, Beaufort County Center Building, 2015 Boundary Street, third floor training office. October 2nd session is, self-harm, self-handicapping, and moral injury. So check them out. Call 703-606-3858. It's the best number. Always free. It's a free service, folks. Go there and get help if you're suffering from PTSD or one of the other maladies that you've come back from the sand with and need help. You don't know who to talk to. These people can help you. Please go there. Number again, 703-606-3858. 3858. Their website is slmwoundedspirits.com if you want more information, or just give that number a call. All right, last but certainly not least, Efit Club. It's located at Belfair Town Village. My friend Jay McCoog runs this. He was my personal trainer until I got a little bit ill here. Change your fitness, change your life. That's the watchword at Efit Club, Fitness Connected. 278, the old Kroger's, go on the east side of the building. You can't miss it. It's a nice little exercise business that they really care about you. They have all qualified people. The place is spick and span. It's wiped down every time somebody uses something. They'll take you from zero to hero. If you're just getting back into training or want to look at yourself and say, I got to do something, that's Efit Club is the place to go. They'll take you by the hand and walk you right through, slowly moving you up until you're feeling better. 843-707-9771. Thanks for indulging me on that. Please tell them TalkOne Radio sent you, and you should be able to get at least a free pass out of the deal and maybe a little discount. We'll be right back. You've been listening to TalkOne Radio.
Are you tired of market losses and fees associated with the stock market? Would you like to be able to watch your money grow without the risk of any losses? Successful seniors can help you secure your retirement income. There are no monopolies on good ideas, and in today's financial environment, it is important to get a second opinion and find out what prudent and informed investors are doing with their money. Call toll-free 833-814-0115 or email Doug at dougfair1@msn.com for a no-cost appointment.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovatively grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The Efit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The Efit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The Efit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
The Epoch Times is dedicated to truthful reporting, free from any influence of government, corporation, or political party. Now, radio listeners can receive an introductory 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly newspaper and unlimited access to its website, all for $1. Visit readepoch.com, subscribe online, or call the Epoch Times at 917-905-2080 to subscribe by phone. 917-905-2080.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with TalkOne Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the no hate zone. We want to hear from you. Call us at 1-843-800-1492. Find your voice on the Low Country's finest conservative talk radio, TalkOne Radio. And now, here's Big Al.
Okay, man. We're just
doing the Trump.
We're just,
yeah,
we're getting it on here, man.
I just love that beat, man. I love it. I guess maybe the callers have just said that the other night that they're not going to call in. You know, we usually have Big Joe or somebody calling in, but maybe the new numbers throwing them off. Even if they called in, they'd probably get kabooted.
Right, kabooted,
kabooted. Oh man, over the hump
we got to
on Wednesday.
Look at that a little deeper, but I'll work with George on that. Maybe he's such a great guy. I mean, great at engineering. Does this I called him. He was eating his dinner at home. He goes, "Can you just a minute?" Okay, he's a great guy. Thank God he's there. Listen to this. North Myrtle Beach. I mean, Myrtle Beach. Come on.
Yeah.
Passed the first reading to limit vulgar music.
What?
Last year, the city enacted a notice ordinance that banned loud music after 11 o'clock, which I agree with. You shouldn't have the blasting music after 11.
Right.
I mean, come on, party's over. Or turn it down, have a party. This year, after complaints from people with families, the city proposed putting harsher restrictions on vulgar music. Listen, this music that they call music today is absolutely trash, garbage. I'm wondering where the Me Too people are. Hello, hashtag Me Too, hashtag now, hashtag We Believe Her. How come you've never stood up to this, rap music that was completely demeaning to women? I mean,
keep it classy.
I don't want to, the words that they use.
Oh, yeah.
The B word, the C word. We have even women rappers acting like complete, it's Sodom and Gomorrah time. I mean, but I don't hear you yelping about that, about how they diminish women, which they do, but nobody's got the guts to say, get this stuff off the air. I don't want my kid listening to it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, I'm fine with rapping as long as the words, there's different rappers. You don't have to be so demeaning and belittle or, outrageous type of talk, right?
Right. I mean, you don't have to use
F-bomb.
Look, there is I've heard it's not my style, okay? 60s Motown guy, Detroit sound, the whole bit, Philly blues, Philly sound. I'm down with all that, all the ballads, okay? I'm not down with this new rap music. I can't take it. Some hip hop I like back in the day, but this new stuff that's coming out, these guys that are so profane that you can't listen to it. Right. I mean, and what they're yelling about, killing cops, raping women, tapping this, hitting that. Look, we all know what's going on. And then I'm out driving and some young white suburban kid pulls up next to me and he's listening to this stuff. And I'm like, where did we go wrong? That's a song too, but, the ordinance is it says here, it would put the noise ordinance into effect 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, depending on the time of day and profanity level of the music. Good luck on that. But I think that there should be some type of governor on this stuff. The record companies don't give a damn about that. They just want to make the money. And the artists themselves, they think it's cute. They cut a video. Look at half these guys. They're, gang flashing guns around, singing their songs, talking about having, guns, killing people. I don't know. That's good stuff. It drives me crazy.
I can tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you got young people in your life. I mean, your kids are young. I'm sure they're not listening to Glenn Campbell.
No,
but,
and I think here it is. It's depending on what you're introduced to. So you might have a friend that's listening to rap or R&B or whatever, and I think that's fine as long as if you can appreciate the artist and what they're trying to communicate or express themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a variety of different music, from classical to jazz to R&B. I love a variety of music, rock and roll, certainly, blues, but again, it's a personal preference, but there are some things is like, man, what is that? I was trying to read here on this news. I see where Sidney Powell's going to have a 2-hour deposition of Dominion's Eric Kumar. Did you see that in the news?
I know. When does that happen?
The 23rd. The security director of the Colorado-based Dominion Voting Systems is going to be 2 hours worth of questions in the deposition on September 23rd. That's tomorrow. Right? Yeah.
Oh.
So that's pretty interesting. Sidney replied, actually, the court in Colorado, which is the first case, and that's the one Coomer brought against us, has given us a short but 2-hour deposition of him before we even get to deciding what is called an anti-SLAPP issue. So it's just going to be interesting to see what transpires there. But that's just, I saw that wire from Sydney came up. So interesting.
See, Joe Biden going to sell a bunch of 500 billion doses of vaccine.
Yeah, I did see that.
Fauci's at it again. Yeah, he's not so mix and matching these boosters. He's not so sure about that. Brother.
Well, in Denmark, apparently they opened everything up. No one's wearing masks. There's no vaccine mandates. And supposedly the infection rate fell 50% in 10 days. How about that?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
supposedly. Who knows? Crazy. What else is going on with you? Only got 9 minutes left. Wow.
I know it.
It's crazy.
NASA to refocus on deep space missions to the moon and Mars. Okay, here's why.
The moon's not considered deep space.
Yeah, well, it only takes a couple hours to get there these days, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, leave the other planets. We are screwing up so badly on our own planet. Let's tidy up first and then shoot rockets to the moon. Okay. We got a private company that does that. Why do we have to support this government agency?
Yeah, I thought Elon Musk was sending off all these rockets into space, right? And Bezos and, craziness.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Here they come. They're coming after Herschel Walker pretty heavy these days.
Well, that's because he's going to be throwing he's already thrown his head.
His head, yeah.
He's going to be running for Senate, right? In Georgia, which, hey, good for him. I love Herschel Walker, man.
He's a good God-fearing man.
Yeah.
It's, anybody that even says that they've liked Donald Trump as the president are being, hoodwinked, and, just tarred and feathered. That's the best thing they can do. I can't wait. I've been laying in some pretty heavy deals on some of these comments and articles in the paper in the Island Pravda. I'm waiting for them to come after me. They're kind of throwing a bait out because I'm going to disappear for a while, but
I don't think they're going to come after us. We're like
that's
not a big story, There's like
Yeah.
these two knuckleheads over here talking and
right.
speaking truth, but nobody, they're not paying attention. And it'd probably give us more spotlight. It'd probably really help us out here locally. But
right.
The word's getting out, and we appreciate those that are loyal listeners and helping us spread the word by sharing this on social media, and especially now Rumble. I really like the platform, and I think we're getting pretty decent views on it. We've only been on it 2 days or 3 days, and we're doing well. So we're working on it,
our
folks.
Telegram doing? Is it?
Yeah, I was trying to post earlier on it and to see how we were doing. So I haven't been on Telegram much today. I've been doing a variety of different things, helping out my wife with stuff, and of course, had to have dinner with the kids because I like to do that.
Yeah,
it's important connecting with your children.
Right.
I'm trying to warm up in here. I turned it back up to 73. Man, I was starting to freeze over here.
What was it on 70?
It was 72. It was 72. Sometimes it's just in between, it's too cool or too. Anyway, I'm not complaining about it. I was just freezing. I was like, what do you think is going to happen on Friday with this Maricopa County thing? What's your best guess on this? What's going to happen?
I am so stoked that if something comes out, it has the teeth of a lion to it.
Yeah.
And here Lucinda wants to talk. We got wounded spirits. Lucinda, how are you?
Doing fine. How are you?
Good. What's up? What's on your mind tonight?
Well, we're just on the way home from church this evening, and we've been listening a little bit on the trip home. But I wanted to put a plug in for gospel music. I know you guys were talking about different kinds of music a little bit ago.
Yes,
of course.
That's my favorite. A lot cleaner lyrics going on there.
Oh, right on.
But also, I just wanted to say how much we appreciate you. And Al, we lifted you up in church tonight. Our church had special prayer for you about the upcoming surgery.
Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate
we
that.
just wanted you to know.
Oh, God bless you for that. And thank you. Thank you. I'm humbled by that.
Yes.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Amen. And we just really want to let you know that we're praying for everything going on there at TalkOne. We're listening as often as we're able to. We're sharing you guys on Getter. I shared the Rumble link on Getter.
Yeah,
and,
great. We need to get on
so
Getter.
We're gonna going to be sharing the Rumble links for you on Getter to make sure that we can try to get it out there for you.
We appreciate that, Lucinda. Thank you so much. It's absolutely awesome.
All right, and you people out there, you need to call in. You need to call in and talk to these guys.
Absolutely. Just tell your friends to call in, and if they have something on their mind that they would like to just engage us with, we don't have to agree on everything, but we will certainly either support them or we'll debate them. It's one or the other, and we'll both leave as friends, hopefully.
Yep, and that's the way that it should be in civil discourse.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your evening.
Well, God bless you. Thank you so much for the prayer. I appreciate that. I'll be thinking about
sir.
that. That's very comforting.
You have a blessed one too, Lucinda. Thanks for.
Absolutely. God bless you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Well, that was so sweet of her to do that.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of people praying for you, brother.
Right. I was deep in prayer today, and I'll tell you, I felt someone say something to me in my head that you'll be all right.
Yeah. No matter what, you're going to be all right.
Right.
That's right.
I mean, it's overwhelming.
Yep.
So
that's the love of the Father right there, man.
Yeah, indeed.
You're in His arms.
Indeed. So I'm really.
He really does have the whole world in His hands, folks.
Right. And if you just shut your mouth and be quiet for a second, you'll be able to hear Him.
When you hear that still small voice, man, that is so comforting and reassuring.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it kind of blew me away this morning when usually I get up pretty early, so I get a chance to have a routine that I go through, and I get in the Word. I read my daily bread while I have a sip of coffee, and then I jump into the Word and start, getting some learning, getting myself centered for the day, and then I spend about 25 minutes in just quiet prayer. And it really means a lot to know that there's other brothers and sisters out there that are, sending up good karma and good prayer for me. So I know I'm good to go. I know I'm good to go for sure.
Absolutely are. No doubt about that.
All right. Training camps for the NHL have started. Yahoo! I'm a big hockey fan, so I'll be clicking my heels pretty heavily for that. All right, we've come to another end of another beautiful Wednesday. We had a great guest with Major General Bill Fitzgerald, retired Army. Great insight. And, a little bit of peek back, folks, at the foundation of what we're all about. We're a God-loving country. Let's act like it. Let's show them what we got. We are the team. We are the team. There's no one above us. No one above our God. No one. King of Kings. So,
amen.
I mean, walk the walk and talk the talk. That's it. So thanks for joining us tonight, Jeff. Thank you as always.
My pleasure.
You're an absolute wizard with all this gadgetry. I would be lost. I'd be a tin can and a string. But
well, that's why we're together.
The good Lord brought us together for a reason. So, folks, we'll see you on Friday. We have a show. Stan Lewis from out of Texas is joining us.
Oh, good.
And I think the name of his organization is Norward or something like that. But he's a God-fearing man, and he helps everybody he can, and his organization. We'll have more on that on Friday, but join us then. Hopefully we'll have this phone thing squared away where we can function again. And we'll see you then on Friday, Jeff.
Yep. Sounds good.
As the day sets on another slice of heaven, we hope you've enjoyed the show. We look forward to you joining us again on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. live. We're never far away. Just call 843-800-1492 during the show and visit our website at www.talkoneradio.com to share your comments. We'll be back sooner than you know, so tell your friends and family to find their voice on the Low Country's finest talk radio show, TalkOne Radio.